Welcome back to the JJK Chronicles, a Jujutsu Kaisen podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ronny.
I'm one of your hosts, Chadley.
And we are here today to... Okay, that's awesome. Really good. Just, we've been preparing for 10 minutes, and then he decided he wanted to grab the glasses on the table. Doesn't wear glasses, but he saw them, and so he thought, let me put them on. Anything to say for yourself as you drink from your coffee, even though it's 4:15 p.m.?
These are UV glasses.
Really
protect your eyes, guys,
the mood
from
today.
The computer screens.
We're here to cover Season 1, Episode 19 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Black Flash is what it is called. What did you think of this episode, Chaz?
Thought there was a couple of bestel friendos.
Yeah, you're right. This is the episode for friendship, I would say. It's the friendship episode. But before we get to said friendship episode, do you have anything to say about our last podcast entry?
No, I thought it was great. On the re-listen, it was a little worse than I expected it to be.
Right.
But otherwise, like it being through Zoom, I thought it was tremendous.
Pretty proud with the work you turned in?
Yes, I was.
I was any comments on your mindset?
I was just glad you didn't have to make any edits. Like it was just straight up. What you hear is what you got.
State of mind. Any comments on that of what you went through?
What do you mean?
Just
I was fine. I had some chili for dinner.
I don't believe you had chili.
Well, I was fine. I
so
literally
what did
just
you
had
actually
some
have
beef.
for? I mean, you definitely didn't have chili. It was you and your roommate. No one made fucking chili.
Well, it was beef.
Unless you went through a Wendy's. How savage is it that Wendy's is the only fast food restaurant that's like, well, what if we just served chili too?
It's crazy. It's a great business model if you really think about it because no one else does it.
Right.
But is there a lot of people ordering chili during the summertime?
Bunch of chili. They can't keep the chili in the pot come summertime. They're pouring it on so many baked potatoes, which is another thing. How about the fact that do they still have baked potatoes?
They have to. There's no way
They've got to, right? I mean, I haven't had a baked potato from Wendy's since maybe I was 7 years old. But I'm assuming they still have it if they've got the chili, because they're one and the same, really.
What, you just normally get burgers when you go?
What?
That's German word for burgers.
Burgers?
For burgers, yeah. That's how you say it in Germany.
This wasn't on the podcast that we had this conversation, was it? Where did we have this insane Wendy's talk? Remember my anger?
It was on the podcast.
Was it on the podcast?
Yeah. You talked about why.
Are you sure?
What were you mad about though? I don't remember.
The Junior Bacon Cheeseburgers?
Huh?
The Junior Bacon Cheeseburgers?
Oh, we have not had this on the pod. No.
Well, I would hate to get sunk down into the weeds here or so early on in the podcast. But yeah, it's the inflation costs we got going on, is like you like to say. A Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. I remember the time when you could get a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger for 99 cents. Now, a couple weeks ago, we all know I'm usually a clean bill of health. I really like to watch what I eat. I had gotten a little sick, and I wanted just a cheeseburger. I was on my way home. Stopped by, got 2 Junior Bacon Cheeseburgers. It cost me $5.76.
Anytime someone gets sick, you have to go for the Junior Bacon Cheeseburgers. That's just
it was like they're like $2-something now. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. I've been ordering the $5 biggie bags. I've been trying to go on a little budget.
Right.
After the gym, I lift like 300 and something pounds all the time, and I'm like, oh, I need some protein in me. Go get the $5 biggie bag.
Because all the weightlifters, they're like, I need some protein. Got to go to Wendy's.
The cup that comes with it used to be like a small size cup, one of those, regular cups.
Right.
Now it's a value cup.
Yeah.
And what I told you is that I call that the inflation cup now. So anytime I go to Wendy's, I say, hey, can I have the $5 biggie bag with the inflation cup? And they say, huh? And I go, you know what I'm talking about. And they go, I just work here, sir.
It's just ridiculous, And Taco Bell, too. Inflation got Taco Bell. Remember when Taco Bell used to be like, oh, yeah, you want to get 5 of everything and not pay more than $10 because everything's $1? You go to Taco Bell now, there's not a thing on the menu that's under $1, and most of the items are $4. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Crunchwrap Supreme, might as well forget ordering that again. Make it yourself.
All right, well.
So we're back to
that's our rant on
the fast food chronicles.
Black Flash. Okay, here we go. We've got Kamo, Fushi, and Inumaki are running away from Hanami in the longest hallway ever. When Kamo turns and participates in some of his blood sport that we saw some of last episode, and this manages to pierce the skin of Hanami a bit. This was the first time we've really seen damage done to Hanami, I believe. It kind of chips away at his skin. We saw what happened last episode when they tried to give it a good old sword cut, and it was like steel, basically.
Yeah, I thought, too, we started off real hot this episode. Like, it went right into it. I say this almost every episode, I feel like, but this show has, like, the best fighting animation scenes, I think, out of all, like, the recent animes that I've watched. Like, this has been my favorite. It's just easy on the eyes. Like, it's so beautiful.
Right. Did you notice the long hallway? Running down that hallway for quite some time.
Well, that makes it even better. At first, I thought, is this his domain expansion? You know how the last special grade had
You gotta watch out for this show. You never know when they're gonna pull a trick on you.
Yeah. Oh, we got some tricks coming up next episode that I really like. I love tricksters.
Oh, don't get ahead of yourself, my friend.
I'm a big trickster guy.
So, and after seeing this, Fushi is convinced that Kamo was taking it easy on him last episode. Because if you remember, they had a bit of a duel themselves. So what did you think about that? Do you think Kamo was taking it easy on Fushi?
Apparently everyone's taking it easy on everyone in this show, so I guess so. I guess that's true.
All right. So the boys continue to turn, and then they run down the second longest hallway ever. It's not quite as long, but it's still a good few miles, when we get some of Kamo's inner dialogue. And interestingly enough, he seems to think the only way they get out of this is with Inumaki. But he's worried because their goal is to get out of the veil, and Inumaki's cursed speech doesn't seem to affect Hanami a whole lot.
Yeah, it's kind of just barely holding them off for just a couple seconds so they can, make somewhat of an escape. And Hanami's way faster than they are, so it's really not even doing that much. Kind of
during this, Kamo also recaps that Hanami broke their phones last episode because he's a bit Amish. I'll be honest, he's a little bit Amish.
Yeah.
He hates technology, and
don't we all want to be Amish someday?
No.
No?
I don't know. I think there is a terrible take by you. There is a happy in between of being obsessed with your technology devices and being Amish, Chad.
I just feel like I'd be such a happy soul if I just grew up in an Amish family. I had a very long, unnatural neck beard right now and wore a top hat. I just feel like I'd be a happy person.
So Kamo is hoping that he can get back to Todo, and if not him, at least Miwa, which I thought was kind of interesting. Did you take that as Miwa was his second choice?
Yeah, and I didn't even think she was that great.
Well, I know you said that you thought she sucked last episode, or one of the last episodes, I believe you said.
And sucked as in talent-wise, not even in like the female sense.
Well,
she's not that good-looking either.
Well,
so.
I mean, that's first. I'm good. I'm glad you think that, considering I think she's 14 years old. So that's probably smart of you to say. Good. Let's keep it that way. But yeah, I guess I would have guessed, or I would have thought that maybe Momo or Mekamaru would have been someone else he was trying to get to, because he doesn't know. I mean, Miwa's out of the competition already. He doesn't know who's out, who's in, I don't think.
He does not. Even though the cursed guy got her, right?
That's what I'm saying. She's out.
She's out, and so, okay, so yeah, that's right. Inumaki hasn't even talked to him about that, obviously, because they're fighting.
So they escape to the rooftops where things really take a turn for the worst. Fushi unleashes Noe, who is immediately stabbed through the chest by a Hanami branch, and Inumaki falls to his knees bleeding from the throat.
Yeah, so I'm glad there's some repercussions for this power, because otherwise he could just be spewing out of his bullshit out of his mouth that just stops everyone.
Now, you say that the kind of interesting thing is they say that Inumaki wasn't even saying that strong of words, and he is still this badly damaged, and they almost credit it to that's just how strong Hanami is.
Yeah, and I was thinking, what words do you think would be really powerful? And one that I came up with is like telling someone to shit their pants.
Right, shitting their pants. That is last ditch effort. You got to be ready to lose all the vocal cords if you tell someone to shit their pants.
Because imagine how hard. Just think about shitting your pants right now.
Yeah.
Just doing it purposefully.
Right.
That's one of the hardest things to do. And if you tell someone to do that with a power, that's got to put some extra strain on you. Because no one wants to shit their pants.
Yeah, no one does. This really isn't the type of podcast we like to do around here. It's kind of childish, I think. I think it'd be harder for me to piss my pants and shit my pants for some reason.
I
don't know why, but that's just kind of my...
that is a good one, too. Piss your pants. I mean, the bowel... Sometimes your bowels, they just kind of want it out.
Amen, brother. So, once again, Kamo, he's a big believer in Inumaki because he's shocked when he sees that he's the first one to go down. So, you think this is all, based on chatter? You think Kamo knows more? Because he mentions it multiple times about how...
I'm sure, they've already seen each other? Aren't they, juniors or whatever? So they've probably already seen each other test their powers and stuff.
Quit being such an idiot American. They are... no, Inumaki's a second year. Because remember, for some reason, Jujutsu's high third years are all suspended and we've never seen them.
Oh, you're right.
Or something like that.
Is Panda a second year?
Weird. Yeah, they're all second years.
Okay. And I guess Kamo, he's either a second
Kamo
or third.
might be a third year. Yeah,
okay.
I think it's a little bit different over there. And Kamo was kind of the one before the event warning everyone to kind of put a layer of defense on your brain matter to keep those cursed whispers out of your ears.
So he should have just made himself deaf instead of blind.
I think that's how he said it anyway. But Inumaki, he's strong. He's got a will to win. He gets to his feet and hypes up everybody by saying mustard leaf.
That really got me hyped up. He's got a will to win.
But he says mustard leaf.
Oh, that's much better. Never mind.
He stumbles over to the enemy and then shouts, blast away. And finally, we get a decent attack as Hanami does just that. This guy really gets blasted away.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I was not expecting that at all. So we know his words can do some crazy shit.
Well, this is why I was confused when he's been saying sushi ingredients as weapons, because the whole thing was he was talking with those to protect everyone. So yeah, when he says blast away, he's really doing
so what do you think mustard leaf means? I've got this?
Well, I have started to try and translate some of these ingredients. Mustard leaf, I got this, pretty good guess. Maybe I'm okay, or cover your ears.
Hanami, so that is true. Another good thing you just pointed out right there that I wasn't even thinking about.
Yeah.
If you hear this attack, he's talking to Hanami. If you hear this attack, you're behind him. Does that mess with you, or does it have to be directed towards you?
One thing I do think the show's done a good job of is they kind of, when he speaks, they do an animation of a sonar kind of exiting through his mouth, like it's directed towards something. Maybe he's got a couple different modes. He can use his throat muscles to change the direction of this thing.
He's got a great throat game. I mean, he was literally just bleeding out of his throat, and now he's just saying mustard leaf and blast away.
Everyone do your throat exercises. They are so important. Hanami sits back up and says, that dull sword won't hurt me, as just then Maki attacks from behind to no avail. Fushi follows it up with his own sword and manages to cut one of his eye branches off, but immediately starts to grow back.
His regeneration, I guess the animation for it, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It is is basically regeneration, right?
Yes, I would say that.
It's dope.
Yeah,
that's what I was getting at.
Because it's not like it just slides back into place especially when it's those branches, right? It acts like a tree and it kind of intertwines with each other to form. Yeah,
it's like
I know what you mean. It's beautiful.
It's like hyper speeding the creation of life.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. I've always been one with that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
life, such is life.
Such is life. Maki then. Okay, that's not how you say that word. Maki then pulls out another weapon, which happens to be a 3-section staff,
As
we get some more info on cursed weapons.
And this should be called a staph infection. That would be
dope. Is much better than the name that they do have for it here in a second. The staph infection. I like it.
Yeah.
The weapons are ranked 1 through 4, and during this, we get some overdub of Maki telling to take care of the weapon that Fushi has, and that if you were to sell it, you'd get at least $5 billion for it.
Which is like $5,000 USD. 5 billion yen.
Yeah, based off your calculations, it's, pretty good money, but when you hear $5 billion, it's staggering. It's not
a big number.
We basically, what we're saying is, in the bank account that we have for this podcast, we could buy a couple of these three section staffs.
Yeah, 2 or 3 of them.
Maki attacks with the playful cloud, is what it's actually called, I guess. That's what they say when they attack with it. I'm assuming that's the name of the weapon.
I give
playful
it a 3
cloud.
out of 10 name.
Whoa, this is pretty rough.
It's not a staph infection.
It's not a staph infection by any means, but you want to break down kind of your score there? Or?
I give myself a 9 out of 10. Like that's a.
Well, no, I'm not talking about analyzing your score. There's no such thing as being, I said 3 out of 10. I'd give that ranking a 9 out of 10 that I gave it. That's not.
Off the dome, I came up with it. Wasn't even in my notes. It's very punny.
It's not really
you want me to break down hers?
Are you just saying words? What's going on over there? There was no pun.
I know, but it was like metaphorically a pun. Anyways, hers is just not good. It's a 3 out of 10. I came up with one better in half a second.
I don't think it's her name. Do you think it's her name?
Yeah.
You think she named Slaughter Demon, so reasonably named?
No, I'm sure like Gojo named that one, but it just seems like something she would name. Only a chick would come up with playful cloud.
Well, here's one thing. The weapon is as advertised, as this sends Hanami flying back, landing into a river. We got a river fight alert. You said you love these. We got another one on our hands here. Fushi rushes into action, explaining that his Shikigami cannot be saved after being destroyed. But once they are, their energy doesn't go away. They just collect into whatever remaining Shikigami he has. And who do we know that he has left, Chaz?
Shadow.
He almost didn't remember the name, and then he pulled it out of his back pocket.
And I call him now
Mega
Wolf.
Oh, Mega Wolf, okay.
That's his new name.
It's kind of...
He's conjoined to form a Mega Wolf.
You can call him Shadow Wolf.
Nah, I like Mega Wolf.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't talk about his.
It's like the guy that's in
slick coat of black fur that shines in the moonlight.
It's like the guy that's in every film trailer that's got that deep voice. He's like, and now it's Mega Wolf.
His name's Shadow. It's my dog. I get to call him what I want.
You know what's kind of lame about that though is, if the last one dies, he's just out of Shikigamis forever?
Yeah, I don't know.
Lame.
Kind of what it makes it seem like. I
kind of hope that happens.
Whoa.
That's what he gets for having all of his pets die.
So he still has the frogs, right? What are they going to look like the next time we see him? What you think of that?
Probably like a mega frog or something.
All right. Way to let your imagination really run wild. So that's right. The most badass Shadow Boy ever comes along, charging out of the woods to attack. He's practically like a big demon wolf dog now. And
he's a mega wolf.
After Shadow provides a distraction, Maki attacks with Fushi's sword, causing another distraction for Fushi himself to attack with the staff.
It's just a bunch of trickster games, and I'm a big trickster guy. I've always been into tricks. Not the cereal. Cereal wasn't bad. Or was it the yogurt? Trix yogurt?
I believe there's both.
Okay.
There's Trix yogurt and
the Trix yogurt
cereal.
was better than the cereal.
Tricks are for kids.
Tricks are for kids, but actual tricks are for adults.
Wow, that was pretty deep. Okay, you redeemed yourself. I wasn't liking the whole Mega Wolf analysis, or you said that one thing that was punny that wasn't, but that was pretty nice. I like that. You know what? Here's my thing. Take your fruit cereal, get it out of here.
Yeah, amen, brother.
Okay.
Here, and if you want fruit cereal, put blueberries in it. Put actual fruit in it. You know?
Stop with this artificial rainbow-colored fruit cereal.
What is that even made of? They just pee in they just form like urine. Like they just eat a bunch of fruit and they just pee in it.
And it's not even like they don't taste like individual fruits.
No.
That's some mad science brain stuff they got going on where you taste it and you're just like, oh, this is fruity, but I can't name the fruit.
Sure, it's really healthy for you.
And if there's one thing we're about on this podcast, it's health.
Always.
I've said that for a long time. We have another classic switcheroo in our hands with all these distractions, but Fushi doesn't like using the weapon the staff that is, so they switch back once again. Good lord.
Yeah, it's just staph infection isn't working as well as they thought.
And just then, a twig pops out of Fushi's chest with a couple of scary berries attached at the end.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You like that?
I like that a lot.
Thanks.
Wasn't expecting that. Usually I'm the one coming up with
I know.
awesome names.
You're rubbing off on me, dude. And due to Maki being concerned for him, she's left open for another branch attack from Hanami, who says sorcerers are always left open for attack when showing sympathy for others. It's just weak. You can't show sympathy for others. Don't do that.
Weak.
That's why if you're ever gratefully damaged, I'm going to be like...
Don't show me any.
I'm like, suck it up, bro. I've got more pressing matters to attend to.
You may have sympathy, but don't show it. Better not.
We also see where Shadow starts to attack, but at the last second, basically dissolves right before he is hit by hits Hanami, because Fushi released him.
Yeah, that's probably a smart idea.
Yeah,
especially when we find out why.
I think it's a good action to practice when you have scary berries starting to grow from your chest. Be like, wow, this guy's on another level. I've only got a few of these Shikigami left. I'm going to go ahead and recall him back to my Pokeball.
Pokemon. See, and it looks like, too, he can't even retrieve Mega Wolf now into a regular Pokeball. He's probably having to use an Ultra Ball to kind of contain him because he's gotten so powerful.
Right, but okay. Yeah.
Mega Wolf is his evolution name. Shadow Wolf is just when you rename him in the Pokédex.
That's not true.
Yeah,
that's not true though. Is what I'm saying.
It's not true. It's just factual.
Hanami explains that the scary berries inside of Fushi they loved cursed energy and will expand its roots anytime he uses cursed energy. That is. Maki attacks, but it's no use. Hanami deflects her attacks and grabs a hold of her. And Fushi starts to stand up, trying to hype himself up by saying that he is the most responsibility. But just then, a couple of besto friendos show up, relieving Maki and Fushi. And 8 minutes in, we get to the OP.
Toto lands, and somehow when he lands, he's already got Maki in his arms.
Right. That was cool, and Itadori had a very superhero landing.
He did.
He's been watching a lot of Marvel movies. It's good form.
Well, they're films, but yeah, he's been watching them.
You're right. They are films. DC movies.
DC movies,
Marvel
yes,
films. I'm sorry. How embarrassing. Okay. The guitar at the end of the OP is even funnier now than ever, now that we know it's Old Man Eyebrows.
I know.
How about that?
And, I've kind of got some take for this. Do we know his real name? Does he even have a name?
Yeah, it's... Oh, God, okay. It's Gaku Ganji or something along those lines.
Yeah, change it. I don't want it.
It's many syllables. There's multiple G's hanging around there. Right now he's kind of like a bad guy, but before we really have an episode with him, when he's not in it for more than a minute, that's when maybe I'll stop calling him Old Man Eyebrows.
Yeah, I switched from Gramps to Old Man to Old Man Eyebrows to just Eyebrows. I mean, there's multiple names you can call him. I say people know who we're talking about, right?
Yeah, no one else has eyebrows like this guy, and especially when we refer to his guitar playing. There's only been one guy playing guitar, so They know who we're talking about. We see Momo on her broom escorting Inumaki, and we don't see the other person, but I guess it's a safe assumption that it's Kamo. We just kind of see their legs. They were all kind of in the same spot. I don't really know how... Panda shows up late to the party and is told by Toto to escort the other two out of here. And Toto is aware that this is
the savior, man. Panda the savior. He's always coming in helping people, carrying them out.
I got a little something for Panda here. As in, he shows up late. What are you talking about? He
didn't show up.
He was hiding. I mean, listen, I was started to come around on Panda, but I keep it real. He was hiding behind a tree until it was safe for him to come out and act like a hero.
He was not. Here's the thing. Panda is so intellectually smart. He knew, if I hop out there now, I might get injured, and then no one can carry him back. I'm the last chance to carry him back. Toto and Itadori, they'll be here any second. Boom. As soon as they pop up, he jumps in.
I
savior.
don't know. I think he got bailed out. Toto is aware that this is an anti-Gojo veil, so all of them can come and go as they please. Here's some good lines from this section. Toto says, "You can't touch someone who is growing their wings," referencing Itadori.
How
about that? Isn't that pretty poetic?
It's pretty poetic. I didn't ever see the wings. At first, I was looking for them.
That's because
and I realized
they're what's the word?
Metaphorically sprouting.
They're okay.
Wow.
Metaphorical. Is that right?
Yeah, let's move on.
So you don't feel good about it either?
No, I feel good about it. It's just sad the way you're thinking about it.
Well, you're not exactly.
I don't have much either, but it's just this is piss poor effort.
Fushi says, "If you die again, I'll kill you myself."
And that is my quote of the day. I love quotes that make absolutely zero sense, and the person just thinks they're badass saying it. There's nothing better than that.
Hypothetical.
What do you mean?
They're hypothetical wings.
There you go. You thought of it. Yeah.
They're not actual wings.
But how about my quote of the day, though? Is that not a beautiful quote?
It's a good quote. I mean, it's not a beautiful quote. It's not beautiful. It's a funny quote. It's meant for comedic effect.
No, it's not a funny quote.
He's beautiful quote is you can't touch someone who's growing their wings. That's the way more beautiful
quote.
No,
that's a funny
Oh, my God. This guy's a freaking idiot. You put those two on a scale. God. I think, okay. We don't even have to talk about it because the audience is going, wow, Chaz, you're really wrong on this one. No one heard if you die again, I'll kill you myself. That's beautiful.
It is. That means he loves him so much that he's willing to kill him if he dies.
So the next few episodes of this, the next few minutes of this episode will be sponsored by soaking wet shoes. Don't you hate a wet shoe?
I do. But don't wear an umbrella. It's even lamer.
Yeah, you've been really on this umbrella train lately. We've got some rain going on here in Georgia, and you are, once again, I've said it before, I'll say it again, the luckiest person to have ever existed.
No, that's just not true.
It's definitely true. Never once have you gotten caught in the rain, I think, but yet you judge the others harshly if they are to be seen carrying an umbrella.
No. I'll cover it here and right now, and everyone listening, this is to you too. So this is not just to Ronnie sitting in front of me.
Okay.
I've always said this from the day I was born.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was born this way. I've literally said, if you are a male...
Get to it already. Please go ahead and say it.
If you are a male and you are holding an umbrella over your head,
yeah,
and there is not your significant other with you or a child with you, then cut your penis off.
Well, I mean, that's basically...
Because, spoiler alert, you're a chick.
I said you were being pretty cruel, and then you said, no, like I was misrepresenting you. So I'm kind of confused why you had to preface what you were saying for 10 minutes, and then say basically the same point I made. It's unreasonable. I've never seen you get wet, so you don't know the struggle out here of the
and I hope other
the
people
Earth's
realize
teardrops.
this.
Is what I like to call rain. Putting a damper on your day.
And that's what I like to call it too. And I soak it all in. I don't wear an umbrella unless I've got, a girl with me or a child that needs to be secured.
Well,
and dried.
you know what you're doing? You're gambling with Mother Nature. And while you've been lucky so far, it's gonna really poke you in the butt one of these days, and I cannot wait for it. Because there is nothing worse than getting poured on, and then you going somewhere where you don't have a change of clothes, and you're just soaked for the next 4 hours. Because you're wearing cotton tees. That stuff doesn't dry out. You're not wearing dry fit shirts. And you are just going to be...
I've always got a rain jacket on me.
And then your nipples are going to start chafing. Because we know what your nipples are like. They're oddly shaped.
They are.
And they rub against your shirts quite often. And when you add moisture to that, it's going to really redden up those nipples, buddy boy.
God, you're kind of right on that. The only thing is I do tape them up. If I'm expecting rain, I've always got some tape on my nipples.
Well, you've got tape on your nipples right now. You don't have to lie about when you put tape on your nipples. I hate a wet shoe. Moral of the story.
You know what's worse than a wet shoe? A wet sock.
Yeah. I guess I always just connect the two, but you're not wrong. I guess it is the sock that's really the problem sometimes there. Itadori prepares to fight as Todo says he will not help until Yuji lands a black flash. And if he can't do so, then Todo will stand there and watch him die. Good friend?
You think he actually would?
Yeah. I actually think he would.
You think Itadori's besto friendo would do that to him?
Yeah, because as he said before, he would never stoop so low to take it easy on his besto friendo.
That is true. You're right.
So,
I really hope that for the rest of this series, however many seasons it ends up being, I'll be here for it because I love the show. But I really hope that they stay besto friendos.
it's a nice turn. I didn't see it coming, I like it.
And I never thought that I would enjoy it this much, but I do.
And they got a good dynamic going,
Mm-hmm.
They're both kind of goofy or whatever, but yeah. I won't go as far as to say Todo is a role model, but more of a, he's kind of showing him the ropes of what he does know.
Well, he's a smart lad, for sure.
Yeah, touch on it a little bit later, too. Hanami analyzes his new opponents. He recognizes Itadori as Sukuna's vessel, and he doesn't know who Todo is, but realizes he has substantial cursed energy, but it's still less than his own.
Speaking of cursed energy, we have not talked about this yet. I'm going to randomly bring it up.
Let's talk about it.
I believe this is a random theory that I have.
Well, I want to talk about it. You got a theory?
Yeah.
Well, it's about freaking time. 20 episodes in, or 19 episodes in. I got so many cool theories that are coming true.
I think that people that possess cursed energy aren't fully human. That's my theory.
No one is, huh?
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that don't possess any at all.
Right.
And then there's some that do, and I feel like they're like half alien or something.
Okay.
That's my take. Random take, but that's my take.
All right, hey, I like him. You got to shoot the shots,
So yeah, I don't think Itadori. I think he's got some alien in him.
Well, I don't like how you're making them aliens. They haven't really talked about aliens.
Oh, then what do you want me to call them?
Curses, monsters, not aliens.
Anything that is not of Earth is
supernatural. Perhaps I'd be more okay with.
Fine.
Isn't it weird? Who knows where you come down on this? Isn't it weird that I see in the news like every month about UFOs existing and stuff, and aliens are out there, like confirmed by the government, and it's just not that big of a deal?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Itadori realizes that Hanami can speak, and this makes him realize that, well, I said realize too many times. Itadori realizes that Hanami can speak, and so this makes him think...
You said realize too many times.
Yeah, I did realize it, so I just wanted to clean it up a little bit. But see, and this is what happens on our podcast a lot. we say something, right?
Yeah.
And the other one tries to move past it, and they're like, oh, there's an opportunity for an edit. We'll just act like nothing happened. And then the other dickwad, I'm not, listen, I do it too, okay? I catch you in your moments as well.
Yeah, you are a dickwad.
We make a comment about it, and then you've got to leave it in, right? Because then it's just part of the entertainment. You got to put it in, and we really appear like a bunch of dumbasses.
Yeah, and that's the point of it, because you've done that to me so many times. I am
well,
not a
you do it a
dumbass.
lot to me too, so I don't like how I kind of was pulling us down together, and now you're doing this whole thing where, oh, Ronnie does it so much more than me.
And here's the thing with me, I usually have a good head on my shoulders to where I don't mess up. So when I do occasionally mess up once every 12 episodes,
right,
you call me out. And
right. All I'm saying, here's what I'll say to this. I am the editor, and if you don't think that I clean up some Chazisms every now and then, you better be careful, buddy. You better be careful. But no, if there's one thing we like to do around here, it's keep it real. And those flubs, those mistakes, they're part of what makes us real. Turns out we are dumbasses.
Yeah, I think that's why people semi-like us. It's because...
And I think it's why a bunch of people don't like us.
Yeah.
Kind of works both ways. So, Itadori realizes, and now I'm just going to slide into it. Watch this. Itadori realizes that Hanami can speak, and this makes him realize that he more than likely is teamed up with Mahito. And this makes him real mad, and so he attacks in a clever way and gets a hit on Hanami, leaving him vulnerable for an attempt at a black flash.
Yep, and you know why he's so mad here is because his friend Junpei died from Mahito. He is absolutely furious because he was about to get it in with Junpei's mom, and they're both dead now.
So it's weird how this show, there's been a lot of little segments of this show. Junpei, that feels like almost a completely different show at this point.
And it was like 6 episodes ago.
Yeah, wasn't that long ago.
And his mom, remember his mom?
Well, so he...
You remember her?
Yeah, I remember that. Itadori, he tries for it, the Black Flash, but it's unsuccessful. And Todo appears by Itadori as he says, "Friendo." And when Yuji turns, Todo slaps him hard across the face. Because
that was hot.
We got a lesson here. Will you calm down over there? Hey,
I was kidding.
Calm down over there.
I was kidding. I was going to make a besto friendo joke, but then I realized they're still in high school. They can be best friends. It's acceptable.
We've said it before. We'll say it again. Todo is a 16-year-old high schooler, okay? All right?
That is what the normal 16-year-old Japanese high schooler looks like.
Okay. All right. So, Todo says, anger can be crucial in helping a sorcerer, but it can also get in the way of using one's full cursed energy. So he tells him to put the anger away and slaps him again. Now, this time, don't make an inappropriate comment, Chad. Okay?
Holding back.
Todo also says he hurt your friend, and they shortened your honeymoon with me, so I can understand why you'd be boiling with rage.
I love the concept of a honeymoon with your best friend.
A bro honeymoon?
Yeah. A best friend honeymoon. You're like, oh, just found my best friend, my high school bestie. Let's go on a honeymoon,
Let's
dude.
go on a little bro honeymoon. Or, you can do a girl's honeymoon. Who am I to say?
What would you do on a honeymoon
Girls'
with
night
your
out?
best friend?
Well, first of all,
when
I
you're in
wouldn't
high
have
school.
First of all, yeah, if I was high school, I guess I could have a best friend.
Yeah,
Now I can't have a best friend because I'm too old. But so this is a high school best friend?
Yeah, well, obviously now we know you'd be doing a lot of things.
Right.
We're talking about high school.
Right. I think maybe me and the bros would...
Bowling? Pizza and bowling?
Our thing was always, we'd go play some basketball. Maybe
too good for bowling.
Bowling's fine. I can never figure out if I should be a left-handed bowler or a right-handed bowler. I'm a little mixed up that way. And then you just don't get the bonding like you would hope so. And I'll tell you why. Because it's a lot of, oh, now this person has to stand up and bowl, and now they're going to sit back down. But now they're going to want to talk to this person, but it's time for this person to stand up and go bowl.
Yep.
And then you're kind of left with maybe you don't like this guy as much. He kind of just got invited, and you don't really have anything to say to this guy. And then right as you're getting ready to enter, a magical conversation, you got to stand up and bowl again.
Yeah. I know how to fix that. You invite chicks with you, and you just have them bowl the entire time.
Well, now, I hate what you did here. No longer a bro honeymoon, which is why I told you bowling was not the right answer. You idiot.
Yeah, but just think about it, though. If they're bowling the whole time.
I'm so glad you're not my best friend, because I would hate going on a bro honeymoon with you.
Well, yeah, it's a great thing I'm not your best friend.
We'd
because
go to a Waffle House, I'll tell you that.
If we were best friends now, we'd have to be tonguing each other.
Yeah, now we would, but I'm glad I wasn't your best friend back then either. I'm so glad we were never best friends.
Yeah, I feel like a Waffle House thing would definitely be
I love
brunny moon.
Yeah. I see what I tried to. I'll be honest. I tried to do what you just did earlier. Couldn't figure it out, so I just kept saying a bro honeymoon.
A brony moon. That's not terrible.
It's not very good because it sounds like a pony.
Yeah, I could have done a lot better.
They call the ponies bronies. It's not. Yeah. Yep.
Sometimes you just. It's a thing I got to work on. You just need to not say what you're thinking out loud.
But I also think, while I understand what you're saying, and I told you earlier to take your shots, I feel like I would be doing you an injustice if I didn't tell you when something didn't work.
Yeah, I'm just saying it definitely did. I know it didn't work, and I'm
so be a little quicker to the plate, and say, sorry, nah, that one, I don't like that one.
Or like a bronini date.
And go get a couple broninis. Okay, moving on. Itadori thanks his besto friendo as he re-enters battle. Todo explains that Black Flash is a super quick strike that delivers 2.5 times the force of a normal one, and there are no sorcerers who can regularly use it.
So not even Gojo?
Apparently not.
Okay, and what do you mean by regularly, too? Think about it.
First of all, congratulations on being able to say that word better than me.
No problem. I had to really when you said it wrong, I had to really think about it. That's why. But yeah, does that mean, multiple times in a day? Does that mean, I could do it once a month? That's regular? Because, if I'm a regular at a restaurant, think about this. That could mean anything from 2 times a week to once every day.
Regular, really. Now, this is a good question. It's kind of a bullshit of a word.
It is.
It's kind of like a few. What is really a few,
Yep.
If, if I'm having a nice night with a few ladies, 2 or 3, that's a few. But if I say, hey, give me a few of those M&Ms and you give me 2 or 3, we're going to have a fight, okay? Yeah. We're going to have a fight because I'm not going to be real happy about it. It's the same thing with regular. It's, what is it? How often do you think you have to go to the same spot to be considered a regular? Like a restaurant or something.
You're talking about a restaurant?
Yeah.
I would say you got to go at least 2 to 3 times a week.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, you could, every Friday they're like, you're a regular, but really, are you though? That's once. Think about how many shifts how many worker shifts there are a week. If there's 3 shifts in each day,
and then if they consider that person a regular, what do they call the old people that go to the same breakfast spot every morning?
Yeah, exactly.
That's just basically they're just living there. Basically, is what's going on there. Let us know what you guys think about the word regular.
And to touch on a few, if I took 500...
Oh, we're not done with this.
No, we're not done.
All right, I like it. Let's go.
If I take 500 3-point shots, and I say I made a few,
right?
I could have made 50 of them, which is a lot theoretically, but that's really a few because I took 500. If I shoot 50 shots, I say I made a few, that could be 3.
Yeah.
So
okay, here's another layer that's really going to explode this thing. What if you're insane at shooting 3s, right?
Okay.
You come back in.
Thank you.
And I say, oh, how many did you make? And you kind of go, you're kind of laughing. You give me a wink. You say, I made a few.
My God.
If you say that, I go, holy shit, did he just make 487 3-pointers?
Someone needs to change the English, the thesaurus, however you say it, right now.
That thesaurus really needs a looking at. I agree. Itadori starts drooling for some reason. I mean,
when's the last time we've edited
anime.
thesaurus? Sorry. I've just thought about that. We need to make some edits.
How funny is it that the thesaurus used to be an actual book? You know? Dictionary is like, yeah, that makes sense. We needed a big book for that. You used to go to a library and the teacher would say, go look at the thesaurus.
So
imagine,
you know how you know it's ancient? It sounds like a dinosaur.
Imagine like old school rappers. Like, nah, we said that too many times. We need something else. We need something to rhyme with this word. And they go, well, grab the thesaurus. They start turning through a thesaurus to look for a word that rhymes with.
I'm just imagining a kid that's like, he's asking like his grandpa or something, like how he could be a better rapper. And he's like, well, back in the day, Lil Wayne, he used to read up on the thesaurus all the time. So that's the only way to get better.
We used to call Lil Wayne Lil Thesaurus because he knew so many synonyms. And what's the opposite of a synonym?
Antonym?
Antonym. Yes.
Yeah.
No one ever needs an antonym.
Not really. You know, if you think about it, you don't really need one.
How many times have I've looked up synonyms, you know, more than the next guy, as much as the next guy should say. Never once have I been like, oh, what's an antonym of this word?
What's an antonym of love?
Hate.
And indifference.
And indifference.
Mojito taught me that one.
Right. But then you know what I might do? Antonym I'm never going to have a hard time coming up with. But when I think of an antonym, I might go, oh, you know what? What's a synonym for that antonym?
Ooh, that's a good...
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think hate, and you're like, oh, well, hate's kind of cliche. And I go, you know what? Let me look up a synonym, and I'll see where it says indifference.
Dude, you know what we should do? We should have an entire podcast where we just name off antonyms and synonyms and just talk about them.
I think that'd be great. We talked a few episodes ago about having a stretching vlog. What if while we stretched, we dueled with synonyms and antonyms?
But guys, we really need some feedback on this.
All right, let us know if that's something you're into.
I'm dead ass serious about this. I love a good antonym.
Oh, no. We were talking about an episode of Jujutsu Kaisen, and we have not been doing that. Okay. It was worth it, though. I'll say that for sure. You want to get back to it?
Yeah, wherever we were, let's go.
Let me try and find it here. Okay. Yes, all right. Yep. So Itadori, he started drooling for some reason. I made a comment, so anime. Nonetheless, he manages to land a black. You
know what's hilarious though?
Yeah.
Hanami says, "What concentration?" while he's drooling.
Right.
And I'm like, that is just...
That's not true.
I've never looked at someone drooling and just been like, my God, the concentration.
As a matter of fact... Oh, no. Here we go. As a matter of fact, if I saw someone drooling, I would say an antonym of that would be concentration.
That is so true. Dude, why? There's no way that there's already an antonym podcast. We have got to do this.
It's an untapped market. How many people are typing an antonym podcast and nothing comes up?
An antonym of a good podcast is an antonym podcast. Get it?
An antonym of a good podcast would be this podcast. Okay. Nonetheless, he manages to land a black flat. Okay, this is confusing because stay with me.
I'm here.
Itadori punches him, he manages to land a black flash, which will lead to a flashback.
Whoa, okay.
Because Hanami's going into a flashback.
When he was a kid. Or she. Honestly think Hanami's a she. Sounds like one.
The voice does kind of sound that. The reason I was going with he is because you can see his substantial pectoral muscle, and there's no garb to cover that up. Now,
That doesn't mean anything.
it doesn't.
It's 2021.
Hey,
If you want to show 'em,
listen.
you can.
You were so right. I am just telling you my mindset and why I did it the way I did it. Okay, that's all.
What do you call that? What do you call?
What do you call what?
Pectoral muscles that protrude outwards.
What? A pectoral. I don't understand what you're.
Like, do females have pectoral muscles because they have things there? You know.
They do have things there. Yeah, they've got pectoral muscles. I mean, there's exercises to work your pectorals. You think that
But what did I don't?
girls can
doesn't
do
make-
those same exercises?
It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't. What, they just have things growing on their... That's like me saying... So if I have something growing out of my pec, I
Right.
now have breasts.
What?
Anything growing out of there?
Wait, what?
It's, breasts are basically just something growing out of their pectoral muscles, correct? It's confusing, isn't it? You're thinking about it.
I am the wrong guy to be asking.
I need a doctor on this.
I haven't touched many pectorals or breasts, so I'm the wrong guy to. And I've never been to a gym. I don't know what the pectoral muscles, how you work them, or anything. I just know that Hanami's got a good set on him. So, we're in a flashback. Wait, are we in a flashback? 1 second.
Yes, it's Mahito talking to Hanami about enjoying a fight.
And I did that, and I'm for some reason it's not. More on that flashback later. Itadori's cursed energy is pumping, and Toto explains before Itadori was just throwing something he...
Oh, Lord.
Okay, all right, everyone calm down. Toto explains before Itadori was just throwing something he had never tasted, but now he has tasted the energy and knows what he is dealing with. And he follows that up with a congrats, brother. Hanami realizes that these two are... You know what I think happened?
Oh, dude, no, I have a take on this. I think your notes got jumbled.
I think they did.
They did get jumbled because you confused.
They flash back to the beach.
But that's after that. See, I got confused because I knew where you were, so I skipped ahead and
Hey,
read it on mine.
Help me out here. Yeah.
I'm helping you out now. I now see that I just instantly went there because of what you were saying. It is a little bit ahead. Your notes got jumbled. But as you were saying about the dishes,
Yeah.
Itadori, yes.
Mm-hmm.
He says he's been thrown an ingredient into a bowl,
Yeah.
and he's eating it without really knowing why. Mm-hmm. And I put, that is 100% you. You throw a bunch of different, just everything in bowls. I've seen it before. I've seen you cook. It just depends on your appetite. It could be a dessert dish, and I see you throw in cold Chef Boyardee, and you're just like, okay.
First of all, don't disrespect me. I know my way around a kitchen. Okay?
You do. I'm just saying, whatever you're craving, you're throwing in there. Even if you know it's probably not going to work out well, at the end of the day, you're like, well, it all goes to the same place.
And you know what? You are going to be pretty mad when I come up with the next peanut butter and jelly combination. And it might not be Chef Boyardee chocolate cake, but I will hit it one day and I will become a millionaire.
Okay. And what is your favorite sandwich?
My favorite sandwich...
No, what? Sorry, your favorite, like, generic, like a peanut butter and whatever. Is it a PB&J?
What do you mean by generic?
Like, my favorite sandwich is a peanut butter honey. I like it over the PBJ. I like it over the PB.
I just don't like you saying that, but all
What?
right. I mean,
A
it's
PBH?
just no one trusts the guy who says, "Oh, I like the peanut butter and honey."
That is
over.
bullshit. I guarantee you there's some fans out there.
I'm not saying that people don't do it. I'm saying you can't be trusted.
I guarantee you most people that are very trustworthy and cool will love peanut butter and honey sandwiches.
I just don't. I just think you're wrong. So when you mean like peanut butter has to be involved in your generic sandwich, is that what you're asking me?
Oh, I mean, it could be a jelly sandwich.
Well, no, that's what I can't trust. If someone's eating a jelly sandwich, that is a psychopath.
Or like a mayo sandwich. It could be any spread sandwich.
Peanut butter and grape jelly, okay?
Okay.
That's what. Also, I'll play around with a peanut butter and Nutella sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but PB and honey.
Doesn't sound good.
You don't like that?
It doesn't sound good. Give me a PB and honey.
You've never had it, have you?
Give me a PB and honey.
Be honest with me, Ronnie. You never had it, have you?
Oh yeah, as if there's some sort of combination I haven't tried at this point. Was there a flashback?
Well,
You said my notes got jumbled up, and then you never really corrected my notes because I was.
You
talking
talked about the
food.
ingredients, okay?
Right? Yeah,
Hanami, he regenerates a little bit more.
sure does.
And then I put right here, shall we get cooking as the fight continues? A little note I put in there.
Nice. No, I like it.
And that's when
Someone should have said that. Yeah. Shall we get cooking? Oh, I like it.
And then Hanami takes off his wrapping of his arm.
Yeah. So I've got that here. He rips off his. Is it cool if I take it back?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Okay,
I'm
all
ready
right.
for you.
I just felt like I kind of ripped it out of your hands. But speaking of ripped, he rips off his wrapped arm, revealing a mammoth of a tree branch bicep and a beautiful little rose on his shoulder.
And I don't know if you noticed this, but as this moment's happening, we get some dope-ass music that I probably will insert into my Spotify playlist. And we get the Besto Friendos teaming up. And it just gets heated.
It sure does. Hanami attacks with a wide range as Itadori and Toto run around the branches and dodge. And it was just some cool animation. This whole thing really worked for me. They scoped up the size of the attack. And I mean, the two of them, they're running on redwood trees, basically. That's how, that feels like they're way up in the air here. You probably got sick just watching it because you've got a week.
No.
You probably felt like you were on a roller coaster watching this. That's how good the animation was.
I didn't see him do a loop yet.
And Toto notes that because of the range of attack, Hanami's speed and force will suffer. It's a give and take, really.
Yep.
The two boys go attack again, but as they get close, Hanami releases his cursed energy, causing the couple of besto friendos to go plummeting to the ground.
Yeah.
And because it's anime, Toto, of course, is going to fall in slow motion and tell us how he messed up, and which was because he thought Hanami was using his technique through physical objects, but instead everything was done through manifestation. It was all an illusion.
He's a trickster.
Hanami attempts to attack while they are falling, but once again, and I might be saying it too much, but I like saying it too much to not say it too much. These two besto friendos are even more than that. They are brothers. And are on the same exact page, so they turn and kick off of the other's feet, dodging the attack. What do you think of this?
It was a dope move. I call it dope. Whenever I see something like that, I call it dope move.
Yeah.
Because it looks cool and wish I could do it.
Oh,
you didn't like it?
No, I loved it. And I'm going to tell you why I loved it. I often, when I was a young boy, and even now, let's be honest, if I'm ever, playing, maybe I'm playing with lightsabers, I'm playing with swords, just something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm acting like maybe I've got a buddy and we're attacking things together.
So you're acting like you have a buddy. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I've got this cool move in my head where I often do. Maybe I'm also getting down with it on the dance floor, where me and a friend run at each other, right? We lift up our legs, we use our feet, and in direct, in sync, we push against each other's feet and do a backflip.
Wait, so you imagine that or you do it?
Well, I think it'd be pretty challenging due to gravity and aim of feet. You'd really have to be in sync. But they did this, and I was kind of like, oh my God, that's almost my backflip.
You've always been thinking about it?
You're kind of smiling like that's a joke. I have thought about this quite a lot, actually.
We should try it.
Let's
do it for the Chronicalians.
Do you think we could do it?
You want to get to the flashback yet, or are you still just...
Well, we're almost there.
You sure?
Yep, I'm sure. This startles Hanami, throwing him into a flashback to when he was soaking up some rays with Mahito on the beach. Mahito tells Hanami that he needs to be more honest with himself and enjoy the battles he's in.
I think we've already talked about this. We did talk about this being the Squid's domain expansion.
That's kind of that was kind of one of your theories, actually, I would say. And perhaps they did a little trickaroo, I felt like, because they walked to an apartment building and walked in, and then they were just on the beach. But I think that's a good...
Think that's a good guess?
But also, they haven't... Why would you need to just hang out in a domain expansion?
Maybe because they can't be detected in it somehow or something?
Maybe so.
I don't know.
It's not a bad theory. I'm interested to see what...
I hope I'm right, because...
I would like for you to be right, too.
I mean, if I'm not right, it's still pretty cool that they can do that, but I just feel like it's even cooler that they just chill in that dude just never even fights. He's just there for them to relax on the beach. I like that.
That's true, yeah, because what has Red Squid done at this point?
Yeah.
I don't even know his name. Is he on your shirt? He's not. The bad guys are on the back. Go ahead. And
oh yeah. By the way, guys, we'll post a picture of how.
Well, we're not
actually
not gonna post a picture because mine's coming in the mail. Yeah, he's on there. And then the reason we're not gonna post one is you didn't even know who was on the shirt. So definitely not gonna act like, oh, you're so on top of things and what a cool shirt.
Panda's on it.
That's also how you know when you're making fun of the Gojo shirt I wanted that your shirt has too many characters if you don't know who all's on the shirt.
God, you are so... I just want Gojo's eyes on my shirt.
You know what you looked like? A 9-year-old who they called a foul on in the game, and you had to look down to see if you were the number that they were putting the foul on. Yeah, that's me. I guess I really did hack that guy.
I am number 12.
Yeah, dang nabbit. So, he's got to find joy in the battle itself, and before... Mahito was just into manipulating and murder. You know, all those fun things. And he says, like humans, they need to find their reason to live, which will make them powerful. He then says, Hanami, you're much more powerful, aren't you? And we cut back to the brothers who have fallen into the woods.
Well, Mahito here, though, he is definitely a human curse because he's got that cunning, manipulative attitude that these evil ass humans do out here. He's basically a human at this point.
Yeah, he's a lot like you. That's true. Itadori attacks, realizing that Hanami just expended so much energy that now is their time to strike. And they do just that. But Hanami is too badass, man. He sends more cursed energy their way in the form of a beautiful flowers, and that makes a tree trunk explode where they are standing. As he says, Mahito, I'm enjoying a fight.
That's scary. You don't want this guy to start enjoying it.
No, you don't. And Todo asks Itadori, are you okay, brother? He says yes, and Todo says great, because it's time to unleash my special technique. And that is the end of the episode.
Wow.
Until we get the Juju Stroll.
Oh, God.
And it is I don't even really know what this is. What do we call this guy? Initially, I thought it was a blacksmith, but I think blacksmith works with metal. This guy seems to be into creating all sorts of things.
Alchemist, maybe?
I think alchemists do potions, right?
Full metal alchemist.
It's like a potion thing? What is that?
Well, I don't really know, to be honest.
This guy's just the handyman.
You would just call him handyman?
He's the handyman. And, he's just fucking stoked to make a coat rack with Gojo. Not with Gojo, made out of Gojo, I should say.
Yeah, overalls. He is a handsome lad, Gojo is, don't get me wrong, but why would you... I would rather have him, strapped up on the bed than as a coat rack.
So this guy knows exactly which each bone will be used for, and he's, throwing in a little wood to add some length, provide more of a vibe, good aesthetic with the wood, add a few more touches to allow for hangers, and boom, beautiful coat rack. What's going on in that phone?
I was pulling up some questions.
Oh, were you pulling up some questions?
Yeah. I did the Juju Strolls. Do you know my opinion on them? Do you want to know it? Hate it. That's what it is. Hate it. Just say it real quick. Hate it.
I love them. That last one before this was a little weird, but I love them. Love this guy.
I liked the last one.
And I love his coat rack. Is the question jujutsu or is it something different?
It's something different, but I just kind of wanted to cover it because we haven't covered any questions.
Well, we've got a bunch of questions on the back burner because I was saving them kind of for the Learn a Little Somethings, and we haven't recorded one of those in a while.
And I don't think we will, so we might need to, you want to do this one question?
But then if we do that one question, there's other people who have not had their questions answered for even longer.
Well, this one was a really long time ago, but hey guys, just so you know, Ronnie doesn't want to answer any of your questions. I'm trying to get to them, but Ronnie
we can do the question, but there's going to be some feelings hurt from other people, and they're going to think we forgot about them.
Do you have questions lined up?
I've got some questions.
I say we go. Okay, maybe not this episode, but the next we cover at least one.
Why not this episode?
Because you just said you didn't want to.
But the next episode's going to be...
All right, let's cover one. Or
are we doing and learn a little something? What?
Yeah, go. Let's cover one. Let's do it. Let's do it, guy.
All right, we will. Let's quit yelling at me.
Go to your oldest one.
It's a really good one. It's a food question of the week.
Oh, God.
It's from Marco Stan. She's
Marco.
at the FUW as always.
Miss you.
She says, what sandwich place is the best? Example, Subway. And why and what do you like to get from there?
Well, it's definitely not Subway.
She was using it as an example.
I know.
Okay,
I'm
just
saying
I
it's
don't like
definitely
you
not
didn't
that.
like you trying to I felt like you were taking a shot at her. She
No.
just helped us acknowledge what we were talking about. I have not been to a Subway in maybe 10 years.
I'd say 5 years for me. Still
10 years might be a little extreme. I will say my favorite sandwich place. Oh, it's hard because here's the thing about sandwich places. I'll tell you this. Subway, if there's not a ton of people in line, they're actually quick. When you go to the good sandwich places, they might bring you a good sandwich, okay? But you can't go there if you're in a hurry because these top-tier sandwich places, for some reason, they act like they're making you a chicken pot pie or something like that. It takes a long... And I'm talking about the firehouses.
Yeah.
You ever ordered a firehouse?
It does take a while.
It takes a little while.
But if we're going chains...
But I might have to go firehouse.
I was going to say McAllister's Deli is a sandwich place around me. I don't know if it's a chain. That is definitely my favorite sandwich spot. But I'll answer with a chain question as well. And I was going to say Firehouse.
McAllister is a chain because I've definitely seen them around. But it's maybe a lesser known chain.
Lesser known. So that is my answer.
Do you get sandwiches from there?
Yeah.
What do you get from there?
Oh, I choose the Pick 2. It's called the Pick 2.
Really? They got a little Pick 2 action?
You get half of a sandwich, which is it's a big sandwich. And I usually get the spicy Southwest chicken sandwich with ultimate nachos.
Wow.
Jalapenos.
Oh, man.
Chili
you know how I
salsa.
feel about nachos.
Oh.
I might have to pop in there sometime.
Oh, it's my favorite deli. But I will say, if we're going to go with a well-known chain, by far, Firehouse Subs for me. I know it takes a while, but it's worth it in the end.
I agree. I will say...
and Jimmy John's chips.
Yeah, you go to Jimmy John's chips. Which just... I'll do the same thing. Maybe like a lesser known. I'm not exactly sure how big of a chain it is because there's not many around here. It's a place called Jason's Deli. You ever been there?
I've been there, but it's been a long time. But
they got a lot going on. They got soups. They got sandwiches. They do a similar thing of the Pick 2, but I haven't been enough to really. But every time I go, it's a nice experience. They also have free soft serve ice cream. Just sitting there. How about that?
Is this Stevie B's?
And if I gotta, I'll go with Firehouse as well. Love to get a spicy meatball.
Oh, that's incredible. It's
Yeah.
the healthiest option on the menu. Also, too,
they also got a nice, if I gotta go healthy, they got a nice turkey sandwich. I believe it also comes with bacon, cheese.
Yeah, what's a little dangerous for me is McAllister's is just a tad bit more expensive than these other places, which I think is worth it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's even significantly more expensive. But it's in almost walking distance from where I live, which
even
is
more expensive
dangerous.
than Firehouse, because Firehouse is not cheap per se,
Actually, no, it's not as expensive as Firehouse.
Firehouse is even more expensive than it.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Pick 2 is like $10.
Okay.
And you get a lot of nachos.
Because the way Firehouse gets you is you gotta get like they make you get, there's like not really a combo. All their menu prices are based off the sandwich, and then they go, "Oh, you want to add chips and drink?" And then that's when you're like, "Oh my god, I paid $16 for this."
So yeah, it's not as expensive as that. I take it back.
Sandwich places are weird like that. It's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because think about it.
Subway's the only like cheap sandwich place. I feel like you go in and get. Oh, we've got to mention this. This is definitely more of a southeastern thing, but Publix has phenomenal sandwiches.
If you have a Publix nearby and you never had one of their sandwiches, go right now.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, Publix is a grocery store, but their deli section has stuff ready to go, including a sandwich making station, and you can get some bomb ass. And if we're talking there, everyone knows the right answer: buffalo chicken tender sandwich.
Yes, everyone knows it, and if you don't know, now you know.
All right, I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we did this.
Answered a question? Yeah, it's about time. And, you can thank me, guys. I told him to answer one, and he finally submitted.
Yeah, we just got to be more... Because we need to learn a little something. We haven't done one in a while, and that's where I was going to knock out a bunch of questions. But I like that we put this one right here at the end. With that being said, I am Ronnie.
And I am Chaz Chart.
And we will be talking with you next time. Follow us on Twitter at Podcast Chronic. Email thepodcastchronicles@gmail.com. Rate and review on Apple Podcasts.
Hit us up on Discord. We're a little dead on there.
Get on the link. And subscribe on YouTube. That is it.